recording now anyway. So yeah, part 2 of our Halloween special. And in yesterday's show, we were talking about The Thing. Well, the original, it's not The Thing, it's Who Goes There. The original novella by John W. Campbell that the Thing movies were based upon. The 2 movies, because the original, The Thing from Another World, was based on that. And then there was a remake of that film, The Thing, which was the John Carpenter film, just The Thing. So in this one, I have with me the core again.
Yes.
Not on camera, because you were working a few days ago, weren't you? So you can't appear on camera. That's how.
Look, I only appear on camera if I look beautiful.
Yeah, that's yeah. So you're gonna have to skip that today. But not saying that you don't normally look beautiful, but you know, it's just today you're particularly not. So
I'm not up to sufficiently high standard.
Exactly. So anyway, nobody watches these videos. We can waffle on a little bit, but yeah. So for this one, because last year we were talking about The Thing, weren't we? And that was our Halloween special, and we built up to that, and we would have thought there'd be a lot of buzz, a lot of interest for it. But unfortunately, in the UK, Halloween last year, that was the day when everybody's spirits were like really low, because that was when our Prime Minister announced he was going to go into lockdown. We were all going into lockdown again for like months and months and months. And Sean Connery died that day as well. It just sucked. And our videos got like barely any views at all. It's like probably the lowest of any of our like videos kind of thing. So for this one, we're kind of making up for that a little bit. I'd recommend you just go watch those videos. We're not going to repeat the same stuff, but maybe check those out from last year on the channel. But for this one, just a bit of update, well, a bit of housekeeping, I suppose, for the subject, because there's a couple of things that have updated since then. Obviously, there haven't been any new movies out, but the original 1950s version of The Thing has had, well, in recent times, has had a reissue on standard Blu-ray. Now, you could get this before, but it was kind of difficult to get hold of. I believe there was a Warner Brothers version in the US, which was a limited release, and it was quite expensive. This is the premium collection from HMV. So if you want to buy this like on the shelves, you can get it. It was reasonably priced. The reason I hadn't bought this, because it's been out for a while, but the reason I hadn't bought this previously was just because it was so expensive, like £20 or something. And to be honest, the DVD that they released originally was pretty good if you watch it in black and white. But the Blu-ray is obviously nicer. And as is always the case with Blu-rays, these HMV ones, you get a few nice little things with it. So, what are you eating? Some crisps? Have you got tofu around? Are you eating some like cheap ass biscuits? There's a lot of rustling.
Yes, Tough in the bathroom eating some biscuits. That's what the rustling is.
He's on the bog. So yeah, you get a slipcase. Obviously, the inside cover art is pretty much the same. But what you do get is, let's have a look. You get some, not trading cards, not really postcards as such, maybe. But you get a poster as well. I'll show you that, because with these, it's really nice line. This line of Blu-rays, you get lots of little things thrown in, similar to what you get with a lot of the Criterion collection, Arrow, Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff. Don't know if it's fully showing, because it'll probably crop this because there's the 2 of us on video. But you get a poster for The Thing, black and white, really nice original kind of style poster. Just a bit larger than A4. And then you also get these postcards. So I'll just show you these now. I'll just kind of go them side to side because I'm not quite sure. It randomly crops when the video saves, like as to which side I'm on. So there's that one as well. Really nice. Remember the guy in the original The Thing, the main guy, not James Arness that played The Thing, but the main sort of hero of the film. He's popped up in a few sort of films over the years. Do you remember? He was in the original Gremlins film. I think he works at the petrol station, and the dad is trying to sell him like one of those smokeless ashtrays. He's like the old guy that works at the petrol station. He's also in Inner Space as well, when Martin Short is talking to himself. Well, he's talking to Dennis Quaid while he's having a piss. And there's like another guy in there who thinks that he's talking to his Willy, and he says, "Play with it, don't talk to it." That's the guy from the original The Thing. So a bit of trivia for you there, anyway. But yeah, like I say, it's I think if you've got the DVD, it's not necessary as such to get the Blu-ray. But if you're hardcore, get it. The quality is quite better. But like I said, the DVD was quite good as well for an old film as well. I don't think that the Blu-ray like massively enhances it, like it's night and day. But if you're familiar with upgrades from DVD to Blu-ray, you know kind of what you're getting. Now, that's the original The Thing. I don't think I've missed anything there.
I mean, the only thing I would say on the original The Thing is sometimes it's a little easy to kind of discount old films. It's like, they're a bit weird. I know even some like old films that I've watched and liked are kind of a little bit hard to get into because like pacing's very weird by modern standards. But I must say, The Thing from Another World, I was very kind of pleasantly surprised that it wasn't as cheesy as I thought it was going to be, and I wasn't like cringing at all the dialogue and stuff. Like it's a decent film. I'd recommend it especially if you're a fan of The Thing.
Yeah, it's a very intelligent film as well. To say that it's one of those kind of like 50s space monster movies. I'm not saying that they didn't make intelligent films back then, and this was the only one. But usually your expectations are it's very, like you say, cheesy and silly kind of thing. There are a lot of good ones, like real masterpiece ones. I wouldn't say this is necessarily the best, but it is one of my favourites. It's certainly cleverer than a film like The Blob, for example, which is a great film. I think we watched that last year, didn't we?
We did.
But it's not exactly a masterpiece that was all that intelligent or such. But it does borrow a lot from the book as well. But we talked about that in the last video. I'll move on anyway. I'll wrap this up. But yeah, great point there. I agree with you. Recently released, last month, September, was the 4K Blu-ray version of John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, with this, it's really nice. Obviously, there were a lot of questions when it was coming out, like what is going to be the standout about this, because it's kind of difficult with 4K for me, because sometimes as I'm watching it, I just kind of like forget that I'm watching a 4K and I've just paid like 20 quid to upgrade to this thing. Bearing in mind, I already own like several other versions that I've bought over the years. I had the Arrow Blu-ray of it. I've had this on double one that came with the 2011 version. I had the DVD that I got back in like '99. That was one of the first DVDs I ever bought. So to pay another £20 for the 4K, I was hoping to get something that really stood out compared to what I've had before. And I think it did. Well, I know it did because I noticed a lot of stuff. But like I say, with me, when I'm watching these, I sometimes forget that I'm watching 4Ks, and then I'll see something that will remind me, like, whoa, that really like popped. A bit like the Topher. And it's like the bit at the beginning, for example, where the film starts with the helicopter coming over the big mountains. When I was watching it, the colour, the sky didn't necessarily jump out at me, but there was like a sort of a reddish brown colour on the rocks. And that really stood out to me. And it was just like, that reminds you that you don't normally see representation of colours like that on normal Blu-rays, as good as they can look. Like the Arrow Blu-ray is very nice for The Thing, but the 4K one retains a lot of that great resolution, but gives you the extra colours. So it's kind of a no-brainer, really, for Blu-rays. I say it's a no-brainer. There are some exceptions with 4Ks. There are some where you're really disappointed by them. You think they're going to be like really nice, and they're just a bit kind of dull compared to what you'd expect. But there's lots of explosions in this as well, a lot of fireballs. Usually when you get stuff like that and flamethrowers, those kind of things really kind of stand out as well, in contrast to the sort of dark background that you've got. The blacks in this, because a lot of night sky really stands out as well. I tend to find with 4K as well, usually when you see people's eyes, there's a real kind of like very realistic representation of the colours when you see that as well. I was watching Red Heat the other day, and I noticed that on 4K, and that was another one. Like it's not just the resolution; it's like the colours in the eyes, very realistic representation. Not to try to sound pretentious or anything, but just that's the best way I can describe it when I'm watching it. So I'll wrap this up anyway. Yeah, in terms of extra features, I don't think there's anything new on this. Some of the extra features are actually on the 4K disc itself, but you do also get a supplemental Blu-ray which also has the extras. It's quite a common thing to do because I think with 4K Blu-rays, it's the actual movie itself takes up a lot of space on the disc. So if you want to get any extra features, they have to give you an extra disc. That's usually why they throw in the movie on Blu-ray as well with the extra features on that disc. So that's what you generally get. Like I said, I don't think there was anything new with this that we haven't seen before anyway in terms of extras.
Did it go back and mildly edit a scene so there's like a bit more rocks hiding like a droid or something?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think there were some outtakes actually. It was a few weeks ago. I seem to remember there might have been some extra little bits as well on the outtakes. I say that there weren't any extra features that we haven't seen before, but I lose track to be honest because I've had that many different versions of this before. But yeah, there were some outtakes on the Blu-ray as well. But you can do an itemized search for exactly what's on there anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the thing. That's all I was going to talk about. So should we cut this short? We'll come back tomorrow.
Indeed.
Anything else to say about the thing?
Yeah, Mac wants a flamethrower. Mac wants a what?
Yeah.
I was going to make that joke when you were talking about the flamethrower effects, but you didn't give me a chance.
Yeah, sorry. Well, yeah, so we'll cut this short. Tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to be talking about
me, the Maniac Core.
Yeah, Maniac Cop. So we're going to be talking about those movies tomorrow. So check back and we'll properly start the Halloween special by talking about something different because these videos of the thing are kind of a continuation of what we did last year. So it kind of properly starts tomorrow with Maniac Cop. We're going to be talking about the trilogy if you've not seen that. So come back tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.
Yes.